Imagine waking up to find your city split overnight. That's what happened in Berlin on August 13, 1961. In the darkness, East German soldiers and workers unrolled barbed wire, tore up streets, and built a barrier that would become infamous. This was more than a fence. It was a sudden, brutal line dividing families, friends, and lives. The operation, codenamed Rose, shocked Berliners. People who went out the night before found themselves stranded, unable to return home. Train lines were severed, stations became ghostly, and the city's heart was wounded. The barbed wire quickly gave way to concrete. Windows were bricked up and streets blocked. West Berliners gathered, shouting and waving to loved ones they could no longer reach. The Berlin Wall was not built to keep enemies out, but to lock its own people in. A desperate act by a regime losing its citizens to the West. Overnight, the Iron Curtain became a concrete reality, dividing not just the city, but the world. The wall stood as a stark symbol of the Cold War's human cost. To understand the wall, we rewind to 1945. Germany, defeated, was split by the Allies, the US, UK, France, and the Soviet Union. Berlin, deep in the Soviet zone, was also divided into 4 sectors, making it a western island in communist territory. The alliance between East and West quickly crumbled, and Berlin became the Cold War's flashpoint. In 1948, the Soviets blockaded West Berlin, hoping to force the Allies out. The West responded with the Berlin airlift. Planes delivering supplies around the clock, saving the city and scoring a propaganda victory. By 1949, the split was official. West Germany was born in the West, East Germany in the East. Berlin remained a divided city, a microcosm of the global standoff. The wall's roots lay in these early tensions, as 2 worlds collided in one city. The seeds of division were sown in the rubble of war, growing into a barrier that would define a generation. Berlin's fate was sealed by the superpowers' rivalry. By the late 1950s, West Germany thrived while East Germany stagnated under repression. Berlin was the escape hatch. Millions fled East Germany through its open border, draining the country's best and brightest. The East German regime, desperate to stop the exodus, plotted in secret. In June 1961, leader Walter Ulbricht lied publicly. No one has the intention of building a wall. Behind the scenes, plans were set. With Soviet approval, the border was sealed overnight, imprisoning an entire population. The wall was a grim admission. The government could not win loyalty, only enforce obedience. Official propaganda claimed it was to keep out Western spies, but everyone knew the truth. Guards faced inward, ready to shoot their own people. The wall evolved into a deadly barrier: concrete, barbed wire, watchtowers, and the infamous death strip. It was a prison wall, plain and simple. The wall didn't just divide a city. It shattered lives. Families, friends, and lovers were separated overnight, their futures rewritten by concrete and barbed wire. In places like Bernauer Straße, people leapt from windows to escape before they were sealed. West Berlin became a vibrant, defiant island of freedom, its walls covered in graffiti, its people peering into the grey silence of the East. East Berlin, meanwhile, was a city of control and conformity, watched by the ever-present Stasi. Fear and suspicion ruled, freedoms were crushed, and the wall loomed as a daily reminder of captivity. Yet, East Berliners found ways to carve out moments of joy and normalcy, even as they yearned for the freedom glimpsed on Western TV. The wall was the ultimate symbol of lost liberty, a daily, physical lie. For 28 years, it defined every life in its shadow. The division was more than physical, it was psychological, shaping 2 worlds side by side. The wall's presence was inescapable, a constant reminder of what was lost. For nearly 30 years, the Berlin Wall stood as the Cold War's most powerful symbol. Thousands risked everything to escape, digging tunnels, hiding in cars, even flying homemade balloons. Many paid with their lives. Stories like Peter Fechter's, who died in the death strip, shocked the world. The wall became a backdrop for history. Kennedy's "Ich bin ein Berliner" and Reagan's "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall," echoed across the divide. By the late 1980s, cracks appeared. Gorbachev's reforms swept Eastern Europe, and Hungary opened its border. East Germans fled, and mass protests erupted at home. "We are the people," they chanted. The end came suddenly. On November 9, 1989, a confused official announced new travel rules, effective immediately. Crowds surged to the checkpoints. Guards, unsure and overwhelmed, opened the gates. The wall fell, and Berliners poured through, celebrating freedom at last. The world watched as a divided city and a divided continent was reunited. The fall of the wall marked the end of an era and the triumph of hope over division.